Hi, Kelly here from Cochrane Toyota. We're located at 8 River Heights Drive, Cochrane, Alberta. And today I've got a 2020 Toyota Rav4 Trail Edition, and it's one of my favorite colors, the Lunar Rock with a white roof. Let me show you. So this Rav4 took a little bit of styling cues from the old FJ. The Trail Edition, of course, has got to go that way. So you've got your FJ styled white roof there with the roof racks, and a very similar pattern on the 19-inch alloys to the old FJ. And of course your bigger flares on there. So again, kind of giving you that off-road cue to it. This does have a terrain select on it, a couple cool options there for it. I'll go through that on the inside, but right from the get-go, you can kind of take a peek at this stone gray, or lunar rock is what they call it. Just a cool looking color. It's kind of like a earthy gray, pretty neat looking rig. With this one, you do get the blacked out badges as well. So again, nice little option there with that trail. Take a peek, you've got dual exhaust underneath there. Nice wide stance. If you've driven these new Rav4s, they definitely are a little bit more capable on the road. The wind affects them a little less. It just feels a little bit more stable on there. I open this up, you do have a button underneath here that unlocks, and there's a little lock button right there, and then opens up the hatch for you. So that opens up. One of the nice things is you do have this feature right here that gives you a step-by-step guide on how to adjust this piece with this button right here, adjust the height of it. As you can see, it goes up quite high, and your garage may not be there with your garage door there. So if our garage door is open, we'd probably touch it. But again, you can adjust that level where you'd like. A couple other things I like that are not normally talked about is this new angle they're putting in these cars. So that slope back there allows you to get into the trunk deeper. When you get in there, you have more access to everything. It's kind of a more open space. The tonneau cover, this thing is a nice privacy piece. The problem is most of these end up in people's garages because there's nowhere to store them. Toyota's thought about that now. When you open this thing up right there, and then if you go back, it goes right to that side. Both those panels kind of lift off, and you can tuck underneath there, and it does store underneath that piece. Again, full-size spare in there as well. These guys do fold down, and if you take a peek underneath there, you're going to see you have your triple child anchors there as well. So you've got two with the triple harness and then one with a dual harness there for you. So again, room enough to fit 3 child seats. I've done it myself. 3 large child seats will fit back there. They're tight, but you can get them in. So that comes down. Backup camera in there as well. A couple little neat things that Toyota's starting to do. If you take a peek at these little guys, they are diffusers. So you ever seen those tunnels with the smoke that goes through the front, and you can see the smoke over the back? That allows the air to come back a little cleaner. So instead of having that little messy cloud in the back, it comes out a little bit more jet stream. So again, looking for every little bit that they can possibly find, get fuel economy and quiet on the road as well. That helps with that. Again, awesome little rig. So when you go to the front with the Trail Edition, you're going to have that two-tone front end. Couple nice options there. So you're going to have right here is your block heater connector. So you have a cable inside the car that connects to that little guy right there. And of course, the Trail Edition has that, again, off-road looking front end. Fog lights. And then this guy right here is your part of your Toyota Safety Sense. This is going to be your adaptive radar cruise control. If you can use cruise control, you can use this. All it does is when you set your cruise control, it will now tuck in behind the traffic in front of you. You can set it 3 different stages. Awesome little feature. I've started using this thing, and it's really taken down the stress of driving, especially on the highways. On the front here, you've got your lane trace assist camera. This thing does a bunch of different things. It's going to do one, it's looking for silhouettes of people, and will take you to a dead stop if you need to. If that thing thinks you're going to hit somebody, it's going to actually take you to a dead stop. It's also looking for oncoming cars, so it will control your automatic high beams, and it's looking for the lines in the road. This thing will keep you straight in the road. Your steering wheel will slightly adjust, and that camera will start tracing the lines for you. So it's a nice safety feature. Between those two, it really amps up your safety and really takes down the stress of driving. We'll jump into the back seat of this guy, show you a couple more features. Now with the Trail Edition, you do have these cool interior. This is the light interior. There is a darker version as well. So you can see kind of that same stone gray. I don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but you do have an orange counter stitch in there as well. Power mirrors. If you look all the way through this rubbery compound in the back, soft touched everywhere. So they've really stepped up their game in these guys. That is actually a silver. We just haven't pulled the plastic off of them at this point. But when you take a peek at this guy, I mean, look at that interior. These Trail Editions have that nice ribbon in the center, and then with the perforated seats. Again, really good looking setup there for you. This guy does go down as well, and it gives you cup holders and stuff like that. If I pull this down right here, you can see how much room you'd actually have in there if you needed to pull all those seats down. So you have a 60-40 split in the back, and again, tons and tons of room if you need to. That's the nice thing about these mid-size SUVs. They've gotten big enough now that you can fit pretty much anything in there, and now they're putting the creature comforts like they should have a long time ago. Underneath there, you have USB ports, so you have 2 USBs, so you can charge up whatever devices you need back here. And then when you take a peek at the inside of this guy, I'll do it from here, it's a good shot. Just a good looking with that orange interior and that light gray with the dark gray counter stitch. Just awesome. Awesome looking rig. We'll jump inside and show you the front seats. Before I jump in there, you're going to notice on the side here, you have that little guy. Because this is a smart key, you can open up the trunk and all that from the key. Or if I'd like, I can keep that in my pocket and I can actually lock the door right from there. Same thing on the other side, the passenger door will do the same thing. And I can actually unlock it just by holding the back. A feature that's not quite often talked about is which doors unlock. I can set it up where I just have the driver's seat, so if it feels more comfortable for you just to have that one open, you can do that. If you want them all to open because you've got passengers with you, you just hold these 2 buttons right here down, press those 2, you can see it blinking, you hear the car go. So that means I've adjusted it now. I don't know which one I just adjusted it to, but let's see. That just opens up the driver's door. So again, you're just opening up that. So however you'd like it, you can really customize that in, whatever makes you feel most comfortable. But again, jumping into this guy, you can see that awesome counter, the orange, the gray, and the black. Just good looking combo. So again, soft stitch all the way through with a silver line all the way through, and then you've got that nice rubbery compound back there so you get a nice grip. You do have your power mirrors, power locks, and then your lockout to keep the jerks in the back from messing with your windows. And of course, your windows right there for you. Again, this is a bright silver. We just haven't pulled the plastic back. I don't want to do that. That's an awesome thing to do. You've got your lumbar support here, power back, power bottom as well, so power seats. And then again, take a peek at these interior. This is just I think a standout in these trails. So this is essentially an upper middle class vehicle, so XLE kind of ish, but with a really nice set of interior in this guy. So one of the nice upgrades I like on here. I'm gonna take a peek at this side. I've got of course, my dimmer switch, my automatic high beam. So if I press that button and then turn this guy to the auto and press it forward, I never need to touch my high beams again. It just automatically does it for you, and you'll be surprised at how quick it does switch it over. Little cubby hole in here, and then you'll notice in these cubby holes, there's little rubbery compounds in the back, so whatever you stick in there, you don't have to worry about sliding around and giving you noise. You have your heated windshield wipers, heated steering wheel, and of course the button to open the back. Underneath here, you're gonna have your gas tank right there, and then if your front trunk as well. Jump into the car and show you a couple more of the features. So I'm gonna get into these guys. That's a nice thing. I'm about 6'2". I can fully reach out in this when the seat's back like this. I got lots of room to kind of man spread, if you would. And then you've got a leather wrapped steering wheel, heated steering wheel again. This section right here is gonna be heated for you. And then you got a nice groove. So in the back, it is molded. You can hold on, and it's a nice spot. No matter where you hold on to the steering wheel, it is super comfortable. And again, that nice leather wrapped steering wheel. This is a telescoping steering wheel, so it does move forward, up and back, depending on how it's comfortable for you. When you go to this side, you're gonna have some of your controls. So audio right here, and you can change through modes. So AM, FM, your Apple CarPlay, your Android Auto, all that's gonna work from here. This section here is gonna control that and your phone. So you can pick up a phone. When you open this up, you'll see the whole digital speedometer. It's pretty awesome. This side, you got your cruise control. And again, you can see right here, I can adjust how far I wanna hang out from the car in front of me. And then my lane departure, I can turn that on or off right there as well. So again, lane departure is like a built-in rumble strips. Pretty nice option there for you. So we'll jump into this side. You've got that leather wrapped with a center stitch right there for you. You've got USB chargers right there. So again, if you need to throw a couple more, you've got that. In here, one of the nice things I like about these is there's no holes in there. This is a weird thing. I used to detail cars, and there's no holes or anything that you need to clean out or worry about coffee being in there. If you do spill a coffee in there, it will stay in there until you clean it out. But again, really nice and big. I don't think quite an L-Jean size, but definitely a big water bottle will fit in there. And then back to that train select. So you can really set this up. So mud and sand give you a little bit more heavy traction control on that, so you can understand that you're going to slip. Push for normal. I don't know if you can see that with the material there. And then of course rock and dirt. So again, a little bit more robust traction control. So you can adjust that right from there. Eco, normal, and sport. This is going to be your pedal in the front. It's got a digital throttle in it, and this really sets up how your response on your throttle is going to be. So if I hit eco, it's going to be a little more squishy and give me a little bit more, a little less, I guess, pep. So you step on it, it won't give you that RPM jump right from the get-go. Normal, that's where most people are going to keep it. And of course, the sport mode. If you want the RPMs to kick up a little quicker, the shifting points to be a little bit longer, so your higher RPMs, that's what that's going to do for you. Snow, of course, this is going to give you a little bit heavier traction control, so it knows that it's going to be slippery, those kinds of details. Your anti-lock brakes and stuff will step up there for you. And then your downhill control. So this button basically keeps the whole transmission and the brakes at a certain speed coming down hills. It's not going to completely keep you at like 80 km an hour coming down a hill, but it helps take the whole system there for you, so you don't need to worry about it. On this side, you're going to have your parking brake. So this is an electronic parking brake. Sorry, no more power slides with it, but again, at the end of the day, it is nice to have because you don't need to touch it anymore. It automatically sticks it on there for you when you set it once. This side right here is going to be your hold. So this will hold brakes. So if you turn this guy on, press that button right there, and you come to a red light, even if in drive, you don't have to hold your brake down anymore. It will stop the creep forward. Nice option. And if you look back there, you've got the Qi wireless charger. And again, huge spot. Definitely big enough to stick your biggest of your phones, and then a rubbery compound at the bottom so it's not going to slide around. Qi wireless charger. So if your phone has wireless charging, it's there. If not, you have your USB plug in there as well. And that's where you're going to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is going to plug in right there. And then of course your 12 volt. So if you need one of those guys as well. So again, a couple nice options. Everything else here, you're going to need the car on. Push button start. So I just hit the button right here. You see there, everything come alive. We'll start off with this guy. And again, I think this is where the major difference from the old Rav4 to the new one is that big digital speedometer there for you. I'm going to turn this down. We'll start going through this guy. So I'm using this guy to control this whole thing. So if I start scrolling through, there's going to be your lane departure. So if I turn it into drive, you'll see me go into drive, and I can set my cruise control, hit back, it'll actually start adjusting how far I want. So you can see with just one button away how far I want to sit in front of the car in front of me. Lane departure, I can turn it on or off right there. Turn that back on, and you'll see those lines will actually start turning bright orange and give you an audible sound if you start wandering out. And then of course the steering wheel actually slightly adjusts. It's the weirdest sensation, but once you get used to it, it's pretty nice. It kind of wakes you up. It's like a built-in rumble strip there for you. Put that thing back into park. So if you start going through your audio, if I turn the audio on, you can see it all the way through there. Nice options. And then there's going to be your distance, your trip, your tachometer, those kinds of details. And then there's lots of little details here that I can go through and adjust the car settings, colors, all like that. I can change the blue to a different color. But again, nice option. Messages are going to be text messages, those kinds of things. They're going to pop up, or if the car's got something, it's going to tell you. You're pretty awesome. You'll see right here the little green thing, that's blind spot monitors. That lets you know that they're on. And of course, you've got your fog lights on. You can see that as well. All your temperature gauge, everything's right there for you. So again, that digital speedometer is a really, really nice touch. You can see it at any time of the day. It's pretty nice way to have it. And again, large screen there. So I don't know if you can notice that from back here, how big that is. It's almost as big as this guy right here. So we'll jump into this side. With the Trail Edition, you're going to get the heated air-conditioned seats. So you've got the air conditioning right there and heated, and again, different levels of that. So nice and easy. And then of course the air condition right there. Nice option in the summer. Then you got dual climate control. So these guys, again, that little rubbery compound goes all the way through everything. So you got a nice grip on everything. But this is your outside or your inside temperature. So I can adjust it like that. If I want to have them both the same, I just hit sync, and then this one will control both of them. And then inside here, you're going to have your different options. So Eco is essentially what it's going to do is it's like an automatic mode, and it's Eco just because I think that's the word of the day. But again, it helps minimize the change in temperatures all the way through. The traction control, if I press this button, you can see it over here. I can kind of minimize the traction control. It says off, but it's not always off. It's not right to the way off. It takes it down to like a 10% or something like that. But that's that traction control button right there for you. Of course, your hazards right in the center. And then this is one of my favorite setups, is that Toyota's really gone to town with how good this thing is. If you like the Apple or on, I don't even know what the other word is because I'm an Apple guy, but Android Auto, if you do that, it changes the screen right to your cell phone. So if you're more comfortable with that, if not, you can register a phone. Everything's just super simple. One button away. Do you want to hit it? Yes. Takes me automatically to that. Now I just go to my settings on my phone and I can sync my phones. Lots of people I can pop in there. The clock will take you right to there. I can actually adjust the settings through that. And then of course, if I want to go to the audio, I can adjust all the things I need right there. So everything's all touch button away. Sorry, that's not even lit up. If I go back to the home button, I can do a couple different things. So if I go to menu and I say setup, of course there's tons of things you can do in here, but one lap around you'll get it. Customize home screen. I can change the way I want this thing to look. I can adjust the thing. If I just want two, I can do that as well. So I've got eco, let's maybe do audio and phone on this one. So let's do phone here, set that up, go back to home, and now you've just got your two. If I register the phone, this will break up to 4 easy buttons. So 4 of my favorite people, I can just press one button rather than having to touch anything else. Just hit the one button, you're good to go. This also does have a pretty awesome backup camera in there. So as you can see, this thing will turn with it. And if I want to change the way that looks, just to clear it up a little bit, a little more simple, I can actually change the camera view as well. So a little bit more of a wide angle, a little tighter in, you can see a little bit closer. So depending on what you're more comfortable with, you can really adjust it. So the backup camera is a pretty awesome feature in this guy. It's there. And then again, with these guys, the newer Toyotas have these little buckets, storage devices, and again, that rubbery feel back there, so you don't have to worry about stuff sliding around there. And that is an ambient light in there as well. So at nighttime, you can just see it. You can see on the same thing as this guy. I don't know if you can see the light. There's another one right there as well that does the same thing. And underneath there, in here, you're gonna have a few things. The plastic bag right now is your block heater cable. In the orange bag is gonna be your locking wheel nut key. So again, if you ever get a flat or a tow truck comes, that's your key right there. And of course your nitrogen information right there for you. So lots of room in there. Some things you can take home inside there. But again, overall, take a peek at this guy. It's a really awesome little rig. And if you go up to the top, you're gonna have a few more things. So SOS button, this is gonna connect to a lot of things. If you go to Toyota Connect and see what this thing does as a concierge service, lots of little options there. Of course, sunroof options, and then if your lights. So if I want them to open up with the doors, those kinds of details, I can adjust these lights accordingly. Mirror, the whole works. But again, overall, pretty sweet little car. If you hadn't had a chance to drive these new RAV4s, pretty awesome little vehicle. Anyways, come on down, take a peek at it, Cochrane Toyota.